It has indeed, Sally. And I heard Justin make a very good point about African kids, black kids, and I think the thing that has struck me the most today is the amount of, or the number of kids we've seen. As you can see, I'm surrounded by kids, and it's always a great example for them to see guys like Siya Kolisi, Lukanyo Makazole Mapimpi, guys who look like them, who can inspire them and give them hope that they can actually reach those kind of heights if they just put their heads down and work towards those goals. It's always great, and as you can see, the crowd has grown, and it must be said the people of New Brighton and P are very brave. The weather's not too nice, it's raining, it's cold, but they're still here, still waiting for the Springboks, still waiting to see the captain who comes from this area. Mzwandile Stick Naye was a captain of the SA Sevens himself. Now he's the assistant coach. Rassi comes from just outside PE. So these are basically their homeboys, people that look like them, that are them basically. And it's great to see that they are here waiting for the Springboks. The Springboks itinerary has been changed. They were supposed to be here at 9:30, then it was changed to 10 o'clock. Then it became 10:30, but the people on the ground are still here. And this is what they sound like. Just give us a sound, guys.
Wow. You're having great fun.
As you can see, I'm in yet another scrum. I think it's been my third or fourth scrum on this tour. We had a couple yesterday in East London, Monti. Now we're in PE Epai. It's great to see it. It's a great electricity, great energy amongst the people. Everybody's excited, even myself. We're just waiting for the Springboks captain, Siya Kolisi, the coach, Rassi Erasmus, and everybody else.
Do you agree with me, Sandile, that because we now have clear champions for getting rugby interest and rugby empowerment from a grassroots level, we've got people like Siya Kolisi, Mzwandile Stick, who've really come through the ranks. Do you think that we're going to see a change at grassroots in rugby? Do you think that finally we're going to see that transformation really taking place?
I hope with all my heart that we do, and I think the onus is on SA Rugby to ensure that that does happen. The Boks have won, the World Cup. They've done so with a number of black players, an unprecedented number of black players. And some would argue maybe this is not enough, but it is a stepping stone. And I think the most interesting thing about the Springbok squad is nobody's talked about transformation or quota players. These are just great rugby players who happen to be black and coloured and whatever else. So I think the onus is on SA Rugby to ensure that, listen, it goes back to grassroots levels. It goes back to clubs like Roses and African Bombers and Kwaru, just to ensure that the next wave or the next generation of these young players and young people can come through to the national setup. I think a lot of players do get lost in the cracks in terms of SA Rugby. A lot of players don't get to go to Craven Week. A lot of players don't get picked up by unions, especially in places like the Eastern Province and Border, where a lot of rugby talent is available. So the onus is on SA Rugby to pick up that baton and try and ensure that it pumps money into development at grassroots level in places like PE, in places like East London, in places like King Williamstown, all across the country, baby. Basically, where there's not that much infrastructure or development in terms of financial backing also, Sally. I think the big centres of rugby traditionally in SA are Cape Town and Pretoria and Johannesburg and Durban and Bloemfontein. But when it comes to talent, you can't outdo places like PE. A lot of Springboks have come from here, a lot of black Springboks, but now they're forced to move from Eastern Province or the Kings. They're forced to move from Border to the Sharks. They have to go down to Western Province, just like Siya himself. He's actually captain of Province and Stormers. So the question then becomes, why couldn't he be captain of Eastern Province Rugby and take it from there?
So it seems it's clear that support is needed every step of that journey, taking a bright, talented child right to the very top. I was wondering, in the crowd there with you, are there any young rugby players, any young players who love the game, who want to talk to you?
Let's just hear. I've got a young girl who's been asking me to if she can speak with Siya. Let me just have a couple of words with her. Ninjani? Ah, sikhona. Andithi utheko umfuna ubona uSiya? Ufuna uthini kuSiya?
I want to say you make the country happy. You want to say we love you, Siya.
And she's been pestering me and asking me when the bus is coming, can she speak to Siya? And I told her he's going to be on the top of the bus, so it's probably going to be a bit hard, but at least she's had a chance to speak on national TV live on ENCA and tell Siya what she's feeling in terms of her own feelings and how he made her feel. And this is basically the feeling of every kid in South Africa, across any township, any suburb. They love the captain, Siya, they love the other players and the Springboks, just for the pure fact that this goes beyond rugby. It's more about hope and inspiration for people who don't have that much in terms of their own infrastructure, in terms of their own lives. And the Springboks, I think, are basically a microcosm of South Africa, because South Africa's a struggling country. The Springboks were struggling a year and a half ago, but they turned it around, and now they're sitting on top of a World Cup, Sally.
Absolutely.
So the question becomes, can South Africa do that?
Absolutely, you're so right. And what a beautiful message from that young girl. It certainly brought a tear to my eye. Sandile Kangose, thank you so much.